Hi guys, Darren from the FilterShop. Today we're going to be discussing the high flow cartridges. The high flow cartridges are designed for very, very high flow rates, anything from 25,000 to 75,000 litres per hour at a micron of 1, 5 or 20. Where you'd use these units is typically in the large commercial sense, where you need a very, very high flow rate and you can't have multiple big blue cartridges in the same situation. Or in a situation where you want to have a longer lifespan than a normal big blue cartridge for a lower flow rate. To give you an idea, this particular unit is a 20-inch size unit. It has a maximum flow rate, or design flow rate of 25,000 litres per hour, but it can go up as high as 30,000 litres per hour, but that's only at peak periods, not designed for continuous use. Where a big blue cartridge, to give you an idea, here's the high flow cartridge, here's a big blue cartridge. This is normally, depending on the micron and the filter you're using, a flow rate of anything of 1,500 to 2,400 kind of flow rate per hour. Where this particular cartridge, this 20,000 litre one, is for between 15,000 and 25,000 litres per hour. Alright, when you order the high flow cartridge, this is the components that you get. Okay, it's your thrust ring, you get your end cap, and you get your inlet cap, which is on the top of the housing. You also get the actual housing unit itself. You then also get your high flow cartridge. This particular one is a 20-inch one. Then you get a 40 and a 60-inch one. Okay. You then got your other parts, which are your straps for mounting, your mounting grips. Okay. You also get your Allen key nuts. You get your rims for sealing the housing lids. You get your clamps, which are for connecting your 90mm glue fittings to the unit, so then you can then connect to whatever PVC piping you need to do. You get a centering ring. Now this is more for the 40-inch and the 60-inch units. It's not really used on the 20-inch unit. You get your O-rings, which are for the end caps. And then you get a manual with the unit as well. We'll either send that to you digitally, or we will print a copy for you as well. Guys, when it comes to installing the high flow cartridges, what you are going to look at is your inlet is on this side of the unit and your outlet's on this side. Now what the unit comes with these saddles for mounting, along with straps, which are then actually going to strap around the unit. Now you will need some form of frame behind, because the bolt is actually going to go through the frame, and this is what's then going to tighten and hold the grip around the actual unit. So keep that in mind when you're doing the installation. With the actual connection of the pipes, the unit comes with this 90mm glue fitting and clamps. Okay, so essentially what you're going to do is the clamps have a seal inside. There's a ridge on both the side, on the outlet and inlet, and on this actual fitting. So you want that seal to go over that ridge on both sides. So you're essentially going to put the seal, slide that over the ridge, and then do the same on this side, slide that over the ridge, and then you're going to take the clamps, which are obviously two-sided, and you're then going to clamp that fitting into place. And then you actually glue fit whatever size piping you want to then go to. It is a 90mm, but you do get reducers which can then take it to whatever size piping you're trying to go to. What I always recommend is put the glue fittings in place before doing any gluing, just to make sure that you've got the right size, because once you glue, you can't go back, and it's very difficult for us to get these very locally, so we'd have to import them, and it's going to take a lot of time in your installation. So please make sure of that before you do the actual gluing. Okay guys, before you do the installation, putting the cartridge in, or even doing the piping, what you want to first do is take your inlet's end cap off, like I've taken the end cap off on this side. On the inside of the cap, you'll see there's this little groove. With the O-rings that you received with the unit, you want to take that O-ring and put it into that grooved area. Okay. What you also want to do is take a little bit of Vaseline and just slide that around the groove. That's going to help both when you're installing the unit and when you're removing it later to change the cartridges on the unit. Alright guys, when installing the cartridge, you want to put this in with the little O-ring seal into the housing first. Again, you want to put just a little bit of Vaseline around the seal just to help it slide in and out of the unit. So it's basically just a case of putting your O-ring, your cartridge into the unit. You then have your thrust cap, okay, which is going to then go and center your unit for you. So you'll put that into the unit as well. just make sure that your high flow cartridge is centered into the housing. You want it to be centered. If it's off, it's not going to filter properly. Okay. Now what you'll also see is on the inside of the housing there's a groove here. Okay, and I'll explain why you need to, that's an important part. So when you take your end cap, you're going to place that in. Now try to do it as flush as possible. If you do put it in a slight angle, it's going to get stuck. You might damage the inside of the housing. So just try to do it as flush as possible. And you're then going to put it into the unit. Now what you now need is you need to take a rubber mallet and a small piece of wood or something along those lines, and you want to gently tap onto this lid until you see those grooves beyond the lid. Now there's a reason for that, is that this is going to be your locking kit, and these you can see have a corresponding groove section here, and they're actually going to slide into place into your bolted areas, and they are actually what's going to hold the cartridge and the lid in place afterwards. Okay, now we've tapped the end cap where it's past those grooves, so we're going to take our locking kit. We're going to put it into the actual groove of the housing, and you want to align it with the thread for your Allen key bolts. Okay, you basically take your bolt and you put it in there. You'll need a number 6 size 6mm Allen key to lock, and then you just tighten the bolt into place, and you'll have 3 of these locking kit units that you then put around on this.